They thought humans were just myths, until they saw the fleet coming. The Thaler, a powerful alien race, had long believed humans were tiny, fragile, and weak. They thought humans could never travel far beyond their own small planet. In the crowded command room of the Thaler fleet, Captain Lyrics looked at the reports coming from the outer systems. Reports about strange signals, strange movements, and strange ships. He frowned. "Another human sighting?" one of his lieutenants asked nervously. "Humans are only legends," Lyrics said. "These are probably some minor species trying to scare us." The lieutenant nodded, but deep inside, a seed of doubt had been planted. No one had ever proven that humans existed. Yet every so often, strange things happened near the edges of Thaler space. Ships disappeared, signals were scrambled. And sometimes, scouts reported seeing fast-moving vessels that could not be identified. Meanwhile, on Earth, Commander Alex Harper stood on the bridge of the Liberty Dawn, the largest human ship ever built. He was tall, with brown hair and clear green eyes. Around him, the bridge crew worked calmly, but the energy was intense. Every crew member knew they were about to make history. Alex looked at the star charts projected in front of him. Thousands of human ships were ready, moving in formation behind the flagship. The fleet was not huge by alien standards, but it was fast, precise, and smart. Humans had been quietly building technology for decades, always watching, learning, and improving. Now it was time to step into the wider galaxy. Clara Dunn, Alex's second-in-command, stood beside him. She was sharp, careful, and deeply intelligent. "Sir," she said, "all ships are in position. The fleet is ready to move into Thaler space." Alex nodded. "Good. Let's show them what humans can do." He didn't smile, but there was a quiet pride in his voice. The fleet began to move. Outside the main window of the bridge, stars streaked past as human ships jumped through space faster than any alien technology had predicted. The speed and precision of the fleet were unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Back in Thaler space, scouts detected strange energy patterns. "Captain," a young officer cried, "we are picking up hundreds of unidentified ships moving fast." Lyrics raised an eyebrow. "Hundreds." "Impossible. Nothing moves that fast in this region. Identify them immediately." The sensors tried to process the information, but the ships were moving too fast, too efficiently. The Thaler officers whispered among themselves. They had seen battles before. They had fought against strong enemies, but this was different. In the human fleet, Alex and Clara communicated with their cruisers. "Maintain formation. Do not engage unless necessary," Alex said. "Let them see us first. Let them understand we are real." On the Thaler flagship, Lyrics watched the images coming from the scanners. Small, sleek ships appeared on the view screen. They were not like any Thaler ships. They were elegant, fast, and built for precision. Lyrics leaned forward. They look like myths," he whispered. The Thaler had told themselves for centuries that humans were just stories. Stories of a fragile species that lived on a quiet blue planet, too weak to survive outside their world. But now they were real, and they were coming. Alex watched as the stars in front of the fleet began to blur. He felt the weight of responsibility. Humans had never left their planet in such numbers before. The galaxy did not know them. Some would be afraid. Some would challenge them. But Alex knew that humans had something no one else had: determination, creativity, and a willingness to adapt. Aboard the Liberty Dawn, he turned to Clara. "This is only the beginning. They may think we are myths, but they will learn fast." Clara nodded. "The Thaler will be shocked. They don't know what humans can do." Meanwhile, in the outer Thaler systems, the first scouts sent to investigate the strange energy signals were suddenly surrounded. Human ships appeared out of nowhere, surrounding them in perfect formation. The Thaler pilots struggled to keep up, but the humans moved with a confidence and skill they had never seen. Lieutenant Mara, who piloted one of the Thaler scouts, shouted, "Captain Lyrics, we are surrounded. They are moving faster than anything we know." Lyrics could hardly believe it. He had seen the galaxy's strongest fleets in battle, but humans were doing something different. They were not reckless. They were precise. Every movement, every maneuver seemed to anticipate the Thaler's reactions. On the bridge of the Liberty Dawn, Alex observed the Thaler ships. "Hold position," he said calmly. "Let them see our fleet. Let them see what we have built." Clara smiled slightly. "I think they are starting to understand. The stories, they were true." The Thaler fleet, confused and alarmed, tried to communicate. "Identify yourselves," one of their officers shouted. "Who are you? How can you move like this?" Jason Mills, captain of the Freedom Star, answered. "We are humans, you may have heard stories. Now you see them are true." The Thaler command room was silent. No one spoke. The ships they had considered myths were not only real, but far more advanced than anyone had imagined. Back on Earth, Alex Harper thought of the long years of preparation. Humans had survived countless challenges on their own planet, wars, natural disasters, and technological limitations. They had learned to adapt, and now, for the first time, the galaxy would witness what humanity could achieve. He looked out at the fleet again. Thousands of ships moved as one. Each ship had a crew ready, trained, and loyal. Each crew member understood the mission, to show that humans were not weak, not insignificant, and not to be underestimated. The Thaler, meanwhile, were scrambling. "They are everywhere," Mara yelled. "Our scanners cannot keep up, they are too fast." Lyric slammed his fist on the table. "We are dealing with humans, the myths were true, prepare defensive measures, but they are unlike anything we know, be ready for anything." Back in the human fleet, Alex gave the signal for a slow approach. The humans were not here to attack first. They wanted to be recognized. They wanted the galaxy to understand that humans were real and that they were capable of incredible things. Clara leaned over to Alex. "Do you think they believe us?" she asked quietly. Alex shook his head. "Not yet, but soon they will, they have no choice." The fleet continued moving, stars streaking past, the humans calm, controlled, and ready. The Thaler, for the first time, felt fear. Not of destruction, but of the unknown. They had dismissed humans as myths, stories told to entertain or warn. Now humans were real, and they were coming. As the distance closed between the fleets, scouts on both sides held their breath. The humans had no reason to hide. They were not here to start a war, but they were prepared for one if necessary. Every maneuver, every formation was deliberate, every crew member aware of the importance of this first contact. Lyrics looked at the main screen again. His hands shook slightly. "We have underestimated them," he whispered. The room around him was tense. Officers exchanged worried glances. The Thaler had never faced an enemy like this, one that was not only strong but clever, coordinated, and full of surprises. On the bridge of the Liberty Dawn, Alex watched the stars ahead and felt a quiet satisfaction. Humans had been patient. Humans had prepared. And now, the myths of the galaxy were stepping into reality. The first part of this story would be remembered for generations. It was the moment when humans showed the galaxy they were not just a legend. They were real. They were capable. And the galaxy had no idea what was coming next. The stars seemed brighter as the human fleet moved forward, a shining symbol of determination and unity. Every human crew member understood that they were part of history. For the first time, humans were no longer confined to their blue planet. They had taken their first step into the wider galaxy, and nothing would ever be the same again. The Thaler, confident for centuries, now faced a reality they could not ignore. The myths were true, and they had just arrived. And in that quiet moment between fear and awe, the galaxy realized that humans were not just another species. They were something extraordinary. The Thaler fleet was in shock. Their sensors were filled with images of human ships, sleek and shining, moving in perfect formations they could not understand. Captain Lyrics paced in the command room, his mind racing. He had been trained to face many enemies, some fierce, some clever, but nothing like this. Humans were something else. "They are too organized," Lyrics said to his officers. "We have faced large fleets before, but never like this. They think faster than we can, and their movements are precise." Lieutenant Mara, still shaken from the first sighting, nodded. "Captain, their ships are not just fast, they seem to know what we will do before we do it. How is this possible?" Lyrics frowned. "I do not know. But we must respond. We cannot let them advance unchecked." Meanwhile, in the human fleet, Commander Alex Harper and his crew were calm. The humans did not panic. They had studied the galaxy for decades. They knew the Thaler were powerful, but humans had a different kind of strength. They could adapt, they could learn, and they could think in ways the Thaler could not predict. Alex looked at Clara Dunn. "They are trying to understand us," he said. "That is good. We do not want to fight yet. Let them see who we are. Let them understand that humans are not weak." Clara nodded. "Do you want to send a message?" "Yes," Alex said. "Prepare a message, simple, clear, no threats, just the truth." Jason Mills, captain of the cruiser Freedom Star, adjusted the communications panel. "Message is ready," he said. "Do you want me to send it now?" Alex took a deep breath. "Send it." The message went out in all frequencies. "We are humans. We come from a planet called Earth. You may have heard of us as myths. Now you see we are real. We come in peace, but we are ready to defend ourselves. Do not underestimate us." The Thaler command room went silent. No one spoke. Lyric stared at the communications panel, unable to believe what he had just read. "They are human," he whispered. "This cannot be real. How can a species so small be so confident?" Myra shook her head. "Captain, they are not just confident. Their fleet is organized. Every ship moves like part of a single mind. How is this possible?" Lyrics did not answer. He knew that they were in uncharted territory. No one had ever faced a fleet like this before. The humans were not attacking yet, but their presence alone was enough to shake the Thaler. On the human fleet, Alex watched as the Thaler sent a small group of scouts toward them. The scouts were fast, armed, and ready for anything. Alex gave a simple order. "Hold position, let them come, observe, do not fire unless they attack." The scouts approached carefully, trying to get a sense of the human ships. They had never seen technology like this. Human ships were strong but agile, fast but precise. Every movement was deliberate, and every ship seemed to know exactly where it should be. Lieutenant Mara, watching the human scouts on the Thaler view screen, whispered, They are perfect. How can this be real?" Lyric slammed his fist on the console. "We are facing humans. The myths are true. Prepare defensive measures, but do not engage yet. Observe, we need to know what we are dealing with." The human scouts on the other side moved with calm efficiency. They did not rush. They did not panic. Each ship maintained formation, each crew member aware of their role. Humans were not reckless. They were precise and they had a plan. Alex watched carefully. "They are scared," he said to Clara. "But they are also curious. Good. Let them learn before they act. We will not strike first." Clara nodded. "It is strange, sir. They have such power, yet we are making them hesitate." Alex smiled slightly. "That is the advantage humans have. We do not need to scare them. We just need to show them who we are." The Thaler scouts attempted to communicate with the humans. "Identify yourselves," one of them called out. "State your purpose. You are violating Thaler space." Jason Mills responded calmly. "We are humans. You may have heard of us as myths. We are here to explore. We come in peace, but we will defend ourselves if necessary." There was silence on the Thaler side. No one had expected this. The humans spoke clearly, without fear, without hesitation, and their ships were unlike anything the Thaler had ever faced. Lyrics turned to his officers. "They are confident. They are not afraid. We have underestimated them for centuries. Prepare for all possibilities, but remember, they are not attacking yet. We need to be careful." Mara shook her head. "Captain, what do we do?" "They are moving too fast for our sensors. They anticipate our moves. We cannot keep up." Lyrics took a deep breath. "We watch, we learn. That is all we can do for now. The humans, they are not just a species. They are something else, something dangerous but fascinating." In the human fleet, Alex and his crew continued to move forward. The Thaler had not fired a single shot. Humans had not intended to provoke them. They were showing the galaxy that humans were real, that they were strong, and that they were clever. Clara Dunn watched the sensors. "Sir, they are trying to surround us with scouts," she said. "Do we need to respond?" Alex shook his head. "No, let them see. Let them realize that humans are not weak. Every move we make now teaches them a lesson about who we are." The Thaler fleet was growing more uneasy. The small group of scouts could not match the humans. They were too fast, too precise, too coordinated. Every maneuver the Thaler made seemed to be anticipated by the humans. Lyrics could feel panic rising among his officers. "They are too perfect," Mara whispered. "They are like one mind controlling many bodies." "They are humans," Lyrics said. "We cannot think like them. We have never seen a species like this. Watch them carefully, learn, and be ready for anything." On the human side, Alex knew the Thaler were watching, analyzing, trying to understand. "Do not provoke them," he told his crew. "We show strength, not aggression. Let them see our fleet. Let them see humans for the first time and remember us." The Thaler scouts continued to circle. They tried to probe the humans to find weaknesses. But the humans were prepared for everything. Every move was calculated, every response measured. The Thaler could not predict what the humans would do next. Mara turned to Lyrics. "Captain, what do we do? They are not attacking, but we cannot control them. Our ships, our strategies, they do not work against them." Lyrics shook his head slowly. "We wait, we observe, and we hope they do not see us as a threat. Humans, they are unlike anything the galaxy has known." On the bridge of the Liberty Dawn, Alex Harper watched the Thaler scouts with satisfaction. Humans had not fired a single shot. Yet their presence alone had caused fear and confusion. Clara leaned over to him. "Do you think they are beginning to understand?" she asked. Alex nodded slowly. "Yes, they are learning that humans are real. That is enough for now. They will respect us soon, or they will regret underestimating us." The human fleet continued to move forward, showing calm and confidence. The stars streaked past as humans demonstrated their abilities. They did not rush. They did not attack. They moved as one, showing coordination, intelligence, and unity. The Thaler watched, unable to act. Their myths of humans had been shattered. What they had thought were stories were real, and they had arrived in full force. Lyrics finally spoke, his voice low and tense. "Prepare the entire fleet. We may not understand them yet, but we cannot ignore them. Humans are here, and we must deal with it carefully." Mara nodded. "Captain, should we attempt communication again?" Lyrics thought for a moment. "Yes, but carefully. We ask questions, we listen, and we do not provoke them. We have never met a species like this before. One wrong move, and it could be disastrous." Meanwhile, the humans continued to observe. Alex Harper knew the galaxy had many powerful species, but humans had something unique. They could adapt, they could think creatively, and they could work together. That combination made humans unpredictable and strong. Clara Dunn smiled quietly. "They will not know what hit them if things go wrong," she said softly. Alex shook his head. "We do not want conflict, not yet. Let them see us. Let them learn that humans are real. That will change everything." For hours, the fleets watched each other. The humans moved with purpose, never panicking, never making a mistake. The Thaler struggled to keep up, unable to understand this new species. Lyrics finally spoke to his officers. "We must record everything. Every movement, every response. Humans, they are not myths. They are real, and we are seeing history unfold before our eyes. Prepare to report this to the High Council. They must see what humans are capable of." On the human fleet, Alex Harper knew this was only the beginning. Humans had entered the galaxy quietly, but their presence would be felt everywhere. The myths were real, the legends were true, and the galaxy would never be the same again. As night fell across Earth and the distant stars shone brightly, humans moved forward. Calm, precise, and united. They were no longer hidden. They were no longer a myth. And for the first time, the galaxy had to face the truth. Humans were real, and they were extraordinary. The humans had shown themselves, and the Thaler were shaken. The myth of humanity was no longer a story. It was reality, and it was overwhelming. The Thaler fleet, trained to dominate the galaxy, had never faced a species like this. Their ships were fast, but the humans were faster. Their tactics were complex, but the humans were smarter. Every move the Thaler made was met with calm, precise human response. Captain Lyrics could feel the tension rising on his bridge. He had called for a full fleet assembly, bringing every Thaler cruiser, fighter, and scout into the area. The humans were advancing slowly, deliberately, giving the aliens time to observe. But that patience was part of the human plan. "They are moving as one," Lieutenant Mara said quietly, her eyes fixed on the view screen. "Every ship knows its place, its task. How is this possible?" Lyrics shook his head. "They are not like any enemy we have faced. They are coordinated and calm, no fear, no hesitation. We have underestimated them for too long." Meanwhile, Commander Alex Harper stood on the bridge of the Liberty Dawn, his green eyes scanning the approaching Thaler fleet. Around him, his crew worked efficiently, each member performing their role without confusion or panic. Humans had trained for this moment for years, preparing for the first real contact with the wider galaxy. Clara Dunn, standing beside Alex, watched the Thaler forces cautiously. "Sir, they are bringing in more ships, hundreds more. They might try to surround us." Alex nodded. Let them see the fleet. We are not here to attack first, but we are ready for anything. Humans are strong, and they know how to defend themselves." The Thaler fleet began to form a defensive perimeter. Their cruisers moved to block the humans, while smaller fighters prepared to attack. They assumed the humans were fragile, as the myth suggested. But now, faced with the reality of the human fleet, doubts spread among the officers. "Captain, what do we do if they attack?" Mara asked, her voice tense. Lyrics's hands clenched into fists. "We do everything to defend ourselves, but they are not attacking yet. Watch their moves carefully. They are teaching us something." On the human side, Alex Harper made a small adjustment to the fleet formation. Nothing aggressive, nothing threatening. Just a subtle shift in position to show strength and readiness. Each ship responded instantly, as if all minds were connected. The humans moved in harmony, a single force acting with many hands. Jason Mills, aboard the cruiser Freedom Star, spoke into the communications console. "Commander Harper, the Thaler are trying to understand our movements. They are cautious." "I think they realize we are not ordinary," Alex nodded. "Good, let them learn, but stay ready. Do not fire unless necessary. This is about showing them humanity is real and capable." The Thaler tried to respond. Their fleet moved aggressively, testing the humans. Small squads of fighters broke formation to probe weak points, looking for signs of weakness. But the humans were prepared for everything. Every approach was countered effortlessly, every movement anticipated. Mara gasped. "Captain, they are reading our moves." "Every attack we try is stopped before it reaches them." Lyrics could not believe it. The humans were not just fast, they were clever. They could predict, respond, and adapt instantly. The Thaler fleet had never seen an enemy like this. Meanwhile, the humans demonstrated their technology. They had weapons that could disable Thaler engines without harming lives. They used force fields to block attacks. Their ships moved with precision, striking only where needed, but always showing strength. Alex Harper gave orders calmly. "Deploy defensive drones in formation beta, monitor Thaler movements and adjust speed. Let them see our coordination. No shots unless absolutely necessary." Clara Dunn looked at the view screen. "Sir, they are hesitating." "The Thaler ships, they are pulling back slightly." Alex smiled. "Good, that is what we wanted. Let them understand that humans are not weak. They may not fully comprehend it yet, but they will." The Thaler command room was in chaos. Captain Lyrics tried to maintain control, but officers were panicking. "We cannot break through them," one said. "Our attacks fail before we even reach them." Lyrics took a deep breath. "Hold your ground, observe, learn. Humans are unlike anything we have known. Their strength is not just weapons. It is intelligence, teamwork, and courage. We need to understand that before we act." On the human side, the crew remained calm. Every ship knew its role. Every crew member acted with confidence. Humans were not relying solely on technology. They were relying on their minds, their training, and their unity. Jason Mills reported, "Sir, the Thaler are regrouping. They seem uncertain. They have never faced anything like this." Alex nodded. "That is good. They are learning. Let them, humanity's first impression will be remembered." The Thaler fleet attempted a coordinated attack. Fighters swooped in, trying to overwhelm the humans, but the human fleet responded with calm precision. Defensive drones intercepted attacks. Countermeasures blocked energy weapons. Human ships moved in perfect formations, avoiding damage while demonstrating control. Myra whispered to Lyrics, "They are unstoppable. We cannot touch them. Every move we make is anticipated." Lyrics clenched his jaw. "We need a new strategy. Humans are not what we thought. We cannot fight them the way we fight other species." On the human side, Alex watched the battle unfold with clarity. "Maintain formation. Let them learn the lesson. Show them our strength, but do not escalate. Every move should teach, not destroy." Clara Dunn pointed at the view screen. "Sir, our drones disabled 4 of their ships without damaging the crew. They are stunned." Alex nodded. "Perfect. That is exactly what we want. Let them see human power without fear. Let them understand that we are strong, precise, and capable." The Thaler were in shock. Their ships were not destroyed, but their attacks failed. Their tactics were ineffective. They had assumed humans were weak, uncoordinated, and slow. They were wrong. Humans were unlike anything in the galaxy. Captain Lyrics realized that this was more than a fleet encounter. It was a lesson. Humans were teaching them that strength was not only in size or weapons, it was in intelligence, unity, and determination. Myra looked at him with wide eyes. "Captain, they are perfect, not in power, but in control. Every move, every decision, it is like they know what we will do before we do it." Lyrics nodded slowly. "Yes, this is why humans are myths. They are not ordinary. And now we are seeing their reality." On the Liberty Dawn, Alex Harper gave one final order for the demonstration. "All ships, shift into formation Gamma. Defensive and offensive positions ready, but do not fire. Let the Thaler see what humans can do in perfect coordination." The fleet moved as one. Hundreds of ships shifted seamlessly, faster than any alien sensors could track. Every movement was precise, every maneuver calculated. The Thaler watched, unable to comprehend the perfection before them. Jason Mills spoke into the console. "Sir, the Thaler are retreating. They are trying to regroup. They cannot match our coordination." Alex smiled quietly. Good, that is the lesson. Humans are not weak, we are not myths, and we are ready to defend ourselves if necessary. The Thaler command room was filled with tension. Captain Lyric struggled to understand what he had just witnessed. Their fleet was large, powerful, and experienced, but humans had shown them that size and experience alone were not enough. Intelligence, coordination, and calm determination had won the day. Mara turned to Lyrics. "Captain, what do we do now? How can we face humans?" Lyrics shook his head slowly. "We prepare, we learn, we respect them. This is unlike anything we have faced. We cannot fight humans the way we fight others. We must rethink everything." Meanwhile, Alex Harper looked at the stars ahead. The first human demonstration of power was complete. Humans had not fired aggressively. They had shown strength, precision, and intelligence. The Thaler now knew the truth. Humans were real, humans were capable, and humans would not be underestimated. Clara Dunn looked at Alex. "Sir, they are stunned. Do you think they will respond?" Alex nodded slowly. "Yes, they will respond, but we have set the tone. Humans are not myths. Humans are strong, and the galaxy must remember that. Today, we have changed everything." The Thaler fleet, retreating slightly, began to reassess. The myths were no longer stories. Humans were a force to be respected, feared if necessary, but above all, understood. Captain Lyrics knew that this encounter would be remembered for centuries. Humans had shown what they could do without a single act of aggression. That was the greatest lesson of all. On the human fleet, Alex Harper looked at his crew. "Good work. We have shown the galaxy that humans are real, but this is only the beginning. We must continue to observe, to learn, and to prepare. The galaxy will come to know humanity, and we must be ready for everything that follows." As the fleets continued to move, the stars stretched endlessly before them. Humanity had demonstrated its strength for the first time in the galaxy. The Thaler, once confident in their myths, now understood that humans were something entirely new, something extraordinary. And in that moment, the galaxy began to change. The myths of humans were gone. Reality had arrived. The humans had shown their power, and the Thaler were shaken. For the first time in history, the myths of humanity were proven real, and their reality was stronger than anyone expected. Captain Lyrics paced the bridge of his flagship, his eyes glued to the viewscreens. The human fleet moved calmly, precisely, and without fear. The Thaler had never faced a species that acted with such confidence and unity. "They are still advancing," Lieutenant Mara said nervously. "Captain, they are not attacking, but they are getting closer. Their fleet, it is huge and so organized." Lyrics clenched his fists. "They are teaching us a lesson. Observe everything. Learn how they move, how they think. This is not just a fleet. This is a demonstration of human intelligence and strength. We must respond carefully." Meanwhile, on the bridge of the Liberty Dawn, Commander Alex Harper watched the Thaler fleet. The humans had achieved what no one else had done. They had made the Thaler fleet pause and reconsider. The aliens were no longer confident in their superiority. They were cautious, uncertain, and curious. Clara Dunn stood beside Alex, her eyes scanning the displays. "Sir, they are regrouping, but they are hesitant. It looks like they want to communicate." Alex nodded. "Good, that is what we want. Let them send their message. We are not here to fight, but we are ready to defend ourselves. Humanity has shown strength, but now we show understanding. Let's see if we can start talking." A few moments later, the Thaler sent a transmission. The message was formal and careful, using the standard language of diplomacy. "Humans, we did not believe you were real. We have seen your fleet. We wish to communicate. Identify your purpose in Thaler space." Jason Mills at the communications console on the Freedom Star turned to Alex. "Sir, they are trying to start contact. They are cautious, but they are reaching out." Alex leaned forward. "Reply calmly. Use clear language. Let them know we mean no harm, but we are strong and capable." Jason typed the response. "We are humans from Earth. We have come to explore the galaxy. We do not seek war, but we will defend ourselves. You may have heard of us as myths. We are real, and we wish to establish communication and understanding." On the Thaler flagship, the message arrived. Lyrics read it carefully, and his jaw tightened. He had never expected this. The humans were polite, respectful, but firm. They were showing strength without aggression. That combination was dangerous because it confused the Thaler. They had never faced an enemy that could do this. Mara whispered, "Captain, they are extraordinary. They are not afraid, but they are showing us power. What do we do?" Lyrics exhaled slowly. We respond, but carefully. This is uncharted territory. We cannot fight them the way we fight others. We must negotiate and we must respect their abilities. The Thaler sent their response. We acknowledge your presence, humans. Your fleet is unlike anything we have encountered. We are willing to discuss terms and learn your intentions. However, your sudden arrival is unsettling. Alex smiled slightly as he read the Thaler reply. Good, that is the first step. They recognize us. They respect our strength. Now we guide this conversation carefully. We are here to be seen, not to conquer. Clara nodded. Sir, should we invite them to send a representative for talks? Alex considered it. Yes, but we control the terms. We are not asking for permission. We are inviting dialogue. Humans do not bow to fear, and we will not start a fight. Invite them to a neutral point in space where we can communicate directly. Jason typed the message and sent it. We propose a meeting at Sector Zeta, coordinates 4277. We will meet as equals, humans and Thaler, to discuss our intentions and learn from each other. The Thaler hesitated. No species had ever dared to dictate terms like this. Lyrics read the message and frowned. They are demanding terms. They are not asking. They are directing. What is happening? Myra looked at him with wide eyes. Captain, they are showing confidence. Humans are not afraid. They are strong and they know it. We cannot refuse. Lyric sighed. Prepare a response. We will meet them, but we go with caution. Humans, they are unlike any species we have known. They are dangerous in a way we do not understand. Meanwhile, the human fleet continued to move slowly toward the meeting point. Alex gave clear instructions. All ships maintain formation, weapons ready but do not fire. Observe and be prepared. This is history in the making. Humans are showing restraint, strength, and intelligence. Let the Thaler see it all. Clara watched the view screens, noticing the subtle reactions of the Thaler fleet. Sir, they are still wary. Every ship is moving cautiously. They have never faced anything like us. Alex nodded. Exactly, let them learn. Humans have waited long for this moment. Now we demonstrate who we are, not through fear, but through clarity, confidence, and unity. The Thaler fleet slowly approached the neutral meeting sector. They kept their distance, but they formed a perimeter, cautious, ready to defend themselves. Every officer on the Thaler ships knew that this encounter could decide the future of their species' understanding of humans. Lyrics watched the approaching human ships carefully. They are not rushing. They are not panicking. Every move is deliberate. Humans, they are teaching us something more than strength. They are teaching us patience, strategy, and clarity. Mara shook her head. Captain, I cannot believe it. They are powerful, yes, but they are also disciplined. Every ship acts with purpose. It is like they think as one. Lyrics could not argue. Yes, that is exactly what is happening. This is more than a fleet. This is an intelligence, a force, and a species that must be respected. We must proceed carefully. At the neutral meeting sector, both fleets stopped. A large, empty space of stars stretched between them. The humans and the Thaler held position, observing each other. Tension was high, but there was no immediate threat. Alex gave the order for a single human representative ship to move slightly ahead toward the Thaler. This is symbolic, he said. We approach with confidence but not aggression. Let them see our intent clearly. The Thaler observed carefully as the human ship moved closer. Lyrics's eyes narrowed. They are bold, but they are not reckless. Every movement is calculated. This is unprecedented. The human representative ship, a sleek cruiser, stopped at a safe distance. Communications channels opened for direct conversation. Alex spoke clearly, his voice calm but firm. Captain Lyrics, I am Commander Alex Harper of the human fleet. We come in peace, but we are prepared for defense. Humans are real, and we seek understanding and dialogue. Let us begin by learning from each other. Lyrics took a deep breath. His officers watched anxiously. I am Captain Lyrics of the Thaler fleet. Your arrival is surprising. Your fleet is impressive beyond our expectations. We wish to understand your purpose and intentions. This is the first contact between our species, and it must be handled carefully. Jason Mills whispered to Alex, Sir, they are cautious but respectful. This is good. They recognize our strength. Alex nodded. Exactly, respect must be mutual. We show strength, but we show reason. Let them see that humans are capable, wise, and controlled. Lyrics studied the humans carefully. Your species is unlike anything we have known. How did you become so capable, so coordinated? Alex smiled slightly. We have faced many challenges on our own planet. We have learned to adapt, to think, and to work together. That is the strength you see. Not in our size, but in our intelligence, unity, and courage. Mara looked at Lyrics with wide eyes. Captain, they are explaining their power, not showing it through aggression. They are teaching us respect, but they could destroy us if they wanted. Lyrics nodded slowly. Yes, that is the truth of humanity. They show power and intelligence in equal measure. We must be careful. This is history in the making. The communication continued. Alex proposed an exchange of knowledge and observations. We wish to understand your technology, your culture, and your intentions. In return, we will share our own. Humans seek knowledge, not war, but we are not weak and we will defend ourselves if necessary. Lyrics considered carefully. We accept your proposal. It is unusual for a species to approach us in this way, but we will engage. Perhaps we can learn from each other and perhaps we can establish a new understanding in the galaxy. Clara Dunn whispered to Alex, Sir, they are agreeing to talks. This is incredible. We have opened dialogue without firing a shot. Alex nodded quietly. Exactly. That is what humans do, strength and intelligence together. We have shown the galaxy that humans are real, capable, and ready to take their place among the stars. Now we build understanding. As the human and Thalar fleets held their positions, a sense of cautious respect developed. The humans had proven their strength, not through violence, but through precision, intelligence, and clarity. The Thalar, once confident in their myths, now understood the reality. Humans were no longer legends, they were a force in the galaxy. Lyrics finally spoke, his voice calm but heavy with realization. Commander Harper, humans, you are extraordinary. Your arrival changes everything. We must learn from each other carefully. Your species is no myth. It is a truth we cannot ignore. Alex nodded. Thank you, Captain Lyrics. We wish for peace, understanding, and progress. Humans have waited long for this moment. Now the galaxy knows who we are, and we intend to make the most of it. The stars between the fleets glimmered as the two species began their dialogue. The humans had demonstrated their power. The Thalar had learned respect. And for the first time, the galaxy realized that humanity was a species unlike any other, capable, intelligent, and ready to take its place among the stars. The meeting in the neutral sector continued, and tension hung in the air. The human fleet held its position, calm and precise, while the Thalar fleet observed, cautious but curious. Both sides understood that this encounter would be remembered for centuries. The humans had arrived, shown their strength, and now it was time to build understanding. Commander Alex Harper stood on the bridge of the Liberty Dawn, watching the Thalar fleet. His green eyes scanned every ship, every movement. Humans had demonstrated power without aggression, but Alex knew that now it was about diplomacy. Every word, every gesture mattered. Clara Dunn stood beside him. Sir, they are still hesitant. They have never met a species like us. What do you suggest? Alex thought carefully. We continue to show confidence, but also reason. Humans do not fight unless necessary. Now we prove that we can be allies, teachers, and partners. Strength alone is not enough. Intelligence, patience, and respect matter too. Jason Mills, at the communications console of the Freedom Star, adjusted the frequencies. Commander Harper, they are asking for a proposal. They want to know what we intend in Thalar space. Alex nodded. Reply, let them know clearly. Humans come to explore, to learn, and to share knowledge. We do not seek war, but we are ready to defend ourselves. Let them understand we are capable, but not aggressive. The message went out. We come in peace. Our goal is to learn, to understand the galaxy, and to build relationships. We respect your space and your people. Humans are strong, but we value intelligence, cooperation, and knowledge above destruction. Let us begin a new chapter together. On the Thalar flagship, Captain Lyrics read the message. He could feel the weight of history in that simple statement. The humans were strong, yet they spoke with calm clarity. They had power, yes, but they wielded it with reason. No other species had ever done this. Mara whispered, Captain, they are not threatening us, but they are showing us that they could destroy us if they wanted. How do we respond? Lyrics exhaled slowly. We respond with caution, but also with respect. These humans are different. They are extraordinary, and we must not underestimate them again. The Thalar sent their reply. We accept your words, humans. We are cautious, but we recognize your strength and intelligence. We are willing to exchange knowledge and learn from your species. Let this meeting mark a beginning of understanding between our people. Alex read the message aloud to Clara and Jason. Good, that is what we wanted. They are recognizing us. Humans are no longer myths. We are real and we are respected. Clara smiled. Sir, this is incredible. We achieved this without firing a shot. We are changing the galaxy through intelligence and strength, not violence. Alex nodded. Exactly, that is what humans do. Strength without reason is dangerous. Intelligence without courage is useless. Humans combine both. And now the galaxy sees it. Over the next several hours, the humans and Thaler exchanged information. Human engineers shared insights into their ship technology, showing how speed, coordination, and adaptability made their fleet so effective. They explained how humans could learn quickly and adjust strategies in ways the Thaler could not anticipate. Captain Lyrics listened carefully. Your species, it is unlike any we have known. Your ability to adapt, to think, to coordinate, it is extraordinary. We must learn from you. Perhaps the myths were not enough to describe humanity. Alex responded calmly. We are humans. We have faced challenges on our planet for thousands of years. Wars, disasters, and scarcity taught us to survive, adapt, and work together. That is our strength. That is what you see now. Intelligence, unity, and courage combined. Mara turned to Lyrics, her face pale but thoughtful. Captain, they are not boasting. They are simply explaining themselves, yet every word carries weight. They could have destroyed us, but they did not. This is unlike anything we have encountered. Lyrics nodded slowly. Yes, this is more than a species. This is a force of nature. We must respect them and learn. The galaxy will never be the same. As the day progressed, the humans continued to show their abilities, not through attack but through demonstration. They ran simulations of coordinated attacks against hypothetical fleets. Every human ship moved with precision, avoiding collisions, intercepting threats, and adapting instantly to new challenges. The Thaler officers could not hide their awe. Captain, their coordination is perfect, Mara said. Even in simulation, they anticipate every move. How is this possible? Lyrics shook his head. It is not just technology, it is intelligence, training, and unity. This is what humans are. We must accept that we are witnessing a species unlike any other. Meanwhile, Alex Harper watched the Thaler reactions carefully. They are learning, he said to Clara. They are beginning to understand that humans are not myths, not weak, and not ordinary. Let's continue with clarity and reason. That is our greatest strength. Over the next few hours, the humans and Thaler began discussing the galaxy itself. Humans spoke of exploration, cooperation, and shared knowledge. They proposed neutral zones for learning, areas for trade, and ways to prevent unnecessary conflicts. The Thaler, once arrogant and dismissive, began to see the wisdom of humans. Captain Lyrics realized that the humans had not come to dominate. They had come to establish themselves as equals. They are not here to fight, he said. They are here to teach, to show strength and intelligence, and to gain understanding. We cannot ignore them. Clara Dunn looked at Alex. Sir, they are respecting us. The Thaler fleet, it is changing. They see humans as equals now, not threats. We have made a lasting impression. Alex nodded. Yes, but we must remain careful. Strength and intelligence together can inspire respect or fear. We have shown both, but always calmly. This is what humans do. This is why the galaxy will remember us. As night fell across distant stars, the humans and Thaler continued their discussions. Knowledge was shared, ideas were exchanged, and respect grew. The Thaler officers began to see humans not as fragile beings, but as a species to be respected, admired, and understood. Lyrics turned to Mara. Prepare a report for the High Council. Humans have arrived. They are real, intelligent, and capable. Their fleet is precise, their coordination flawless. They are unlike anything we have ever known. The galaxy must understand this. Mara nodded. Captain, should we consider alliance possibilities? Lyrics paused. Perhaps, but carefully. Humans are strong and we cannot underestimate them. We must observe, learn, and respect their abilities. If we act wisely, this could be the beginning of a new era. Back on the human fleet, Alex gave instructions for the next phase. Maintain formation, keep communications open, and continue exchanges. Show them humanity's intelligence, unity, and calm power. This is only the beginning. Let them see our strength, but also our reason. Clara smiled. Sir, we are not just proving power. We are showing intelligence, diplomacy, and vision. That is more important than a battle. Alex nodded. Exactly. Humans have waited for this moment for centuries. Now the galaxy sees who we are. Our ships, our minds, our unity, all together. This is the lesson. Humans are real, capable, and extraordinary. Over the next several days, the humans and Thaler developed a tentative understanding. They discussed trade routes, exploration paths, and shared knowledge about the galaxy's dangers. The Thaler began to respect humans not just for their fleet, but for their intelligence, patience, and clarity. Captain Lyric spoke with his officers. This encounter has changed us. Humans are not myths. They are capable of incredible things. We must respect them, learn from them, and be careful in every future interaction. The galaxy has shifted, and humanity is at the center of that change. Mara nodded slowly. Yes, Captain. They could have destroyed us easily, but they chose diplomacy. That shows strength greater than weapons. Humans, they are extraordinary. Meanwhile, Alex Harper addressed his fleet. Humans, you have made history. We have shown the galaxy our strength, intelligence, and unity. We have proven that myths can be real and that humanity is ready to take its place among the stars. This is only the beginning. Continue to observe, learn, and explore. The galaxy is wide, and our journey has just begun. Clara Dunn smiled. Sir, we have done more than demonstrate power. We have built respect, understanding, and trust. That is the greatest achievement. Alex nodded. Yes, humans do not seek domination. We seek knowledge, understanding, and unity. That is what makes us strong. That is why the galaxy will remember us. Captain Lyrics looked at the humans one last time before returning to his fleet. They have changed everything. Humans are not myths. They are real, intelligent, and capable. We have witnessed history. The galaxy will never be the same again. The stars stretched endlessly around the fleets, a silent witness to the first contact between humans and the wider galaxy. Humans had arrived quietly, shown their power, and demonstrated their intelligence. They had built respect without firing a single destructive shot. And in that moment, humanity's place in the galaxy was clear. Myths were gone. Legends were proven real. Humans were strong, intelligent, and extraordinary. The galaxy had no choice but to acknowledge them. Humans were no longer a story told by others. They were a force in the stars, and the age of humanity among the stars had begun.